Hello and welcome to the Temple of Tomes with your host, Indie Comics Jones. Today is February 17th, 2021, and this is episode 206. Today we're taking a look at King in Black, the main story. This is issue 4 from Marvel. It came in at a whopping $4.99, and it also features a exclusive prelude to Demon Days. This is the book written and drawn by Peach Momoko. Okay, we'll take a look at that as well on this review. First of all, let's take a quick look at the cover. We got some of the X-Men on this one. In the background, you see a lot of Knull's demons and dragons kind of stepping forth out of the shadows a bit. And I'm not quite sure who this gent is supposed to be. I believe he's something to do with the god of light, but we'll get into this in a little bit. As you know, Knull is the god of dark. Okay, this is chapter 4 of Lightning. Donny Cate is the writer, Ryan Stegman is the penciler, and J.P. Mayer is the inker. The colors have been done by Frank Martin. And we get a little blurb about Knull real quick, and then we get a little blurb about this war that's going on with the symbiotes trying to cover the earth and block out all light and extinguish all life. So, if you recall, Thor and Eddie Brock were trying to make their own way through the symbiotes, do an attack, and it started to fail pretty badly. Thor got run through by a sword of Knull, and Dylan Brock is by himself and being taunted by Knull himself at this point. Knull is trying to convince him, much like Darth Vader tried to convince Luke Skywalker, I'm your father, come be on my side, together we can rule the world, and this type of thing. And there's a voice that comes into Eddie's head. And it turns out, I'll give you the spoiler on that is actually Jean Grey who is talking to him, but it's not revealed till later in the book. And she's speaking telepathically to Eddie, and Eddie's kind of talking back. And she's telling him that, you can do this. You have the power to do this. Use Knull as an antenna. And Dylan does just that. He grabs hold of Knull and starts shooting his own power into Knull. And it's kind of been determined that fire doesn't work against Knull, power. All these things don't seem to work against Knull, but electricity, for some reason, does seem to have a certain impact on him. So as Dylan does this to Knull, this kind of internal attack as he's trying to go through him into the Hive itself, it starts to release the symbiotes from some of the previously captured superheroes. So we see Cyclops and Sue Reed, and Sue Reed, and Sue Richards. Scott, I'm trying the Johnny Torch, and I can't tell who this is right clearly, but I believe that might be the Invisible Girl once again there. So they start turning the tide a little bit here, and Thor even is revitalized and back, and together they start their attack on Knull. As you can see, Dylan is really making a good headway into there, and Doctor Strange gets released from his grasp as well, and he grabs some kind of staff from Storm, which he drives into the earth and becomes this other type of Doctor Strange, much to the surprise of Storm. So all together now, they start using their special powers against Knull in different ways here, just depending on the superhero. And what they're trying to do is push them all to the center of New York City and they tell Spider-Man to get out of there. They even got Namor in there helping out from the sea, and Spider-Man's is trying to escape what's going on in the middle of New York City. So as you can see, a lot's going on. There's a lot of activity. So Dylan's got the upper hand just for a moment, though, but Knull strikes back, and he's at Dylan's throat. If you remember, Dylan is actually the son of Eddie Brock. I should have mentioned that earlier. But Jean continues to talk to Dylan, and she finally kind of arrives on the scene here as Phoenix. And Knull's not too happy. So it kind of continues on, and they start giving a little bit of backstory to Knull as Jean Grey looks into Knull. She's trying to find his weakness, what she can work on to destroy him, but she's not able to do so. Here's just a real quick. I did review Black Knight, not this one, Curse of the Ebony Blade, but the one shot that came out this month. And it was part of the King in Black series, and it was a not recommend by me. I did not really enjoy it that much. I thought the character was a little too happenstance. I don't know. Didn't do much for me. Okay, so get back to the main King in Black story. Jean continues to probe to find some kind of weakness, and she finally discovers it's light. It's a symbiote light, and I guess Knull had entrapped it before, but it was free now. It was trying to break through the symbiotic barrier around the Earth, and it turns out there is someone that can help. As Jean tries to pierce through the layer herself, we get Silver Surfer show up. He grabs hold of the light and proceeds to break through the symbiote to Knull's disenchantment, so to speak. And Silver Surfer says, "Oh, this isn't for me. I'm to release you. You'll know what to do." And off it goes. Meanwhile, back in the laboratory, that's got Eddie Brock's corpse there. Reed Richards is also contemplating and examining this light, this strange thing, and suddenly he realizes he's got to let it go. He calls it the Enigma Force, meaning I guess it's the cross of Knull. And there's a big explosion behind him, and we see Eddie Brock suddenly rise up, and he's got this kind of the anti-Knull is what he has suddenly become, and it's a to be continued. So it looks like the tide has turned in the fight against Knull. I'm sure Knull will have at least one more comeback in the next issue, which is the 5th issue here. Overall, this is a recommend. I haven't been enjoying the main story. It's a little bit different. I think Donny Cates has done a good job of writing, and Ryan Stegman's done a wonderful job of doing the art on here. Okay, you've got Alien #1, by the way, coming out this year. Looks like next month in March. And here's the cover for the next and final issue of King in Black. And we've got our checklist here real quick. I think I stepped off of Venom. Wasn't really enjoying it that much. They have King in Black, Marauders. I did not read that. I think I read The Black Knight. I did read that. That's a not recommend. King Black #4, we just did that one. So the rest of these I don't think I'm going to take a look at. Perhaps maybe Captain America #1. I'll at least do a flip through to see if it's worth reviewing or not. And then we go to our preview of Demon Days by Peach Momoko. And I thought this was okay. I mean, the art is different. It's very stylized, obviously. For this artist, it's his trademark. And the story, it was, so far from what I could read from this, it is a pretty basic story. Nothing too ground-shaking. No like clues that you go, oh, I want to check in further to see what's going on. It was pretty straightforward. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do a review on that one at this time. And there's the cover for Demon Days. And there you have it. The review of King in Black, number 4. So thank you for stopping by, listening to my review. As always, please like, please subscribe if you haven't. Please leave comments. And as always, this is Indie Comics Jones from the Temple of Tomes, bidding you adieu.